Hi, everybody. My name is Dee. I am your host for What Lights Your Fire. Today, we have a very special guest, Mohammed Kassem. I hope I said that right. How are you, Mohammed?
Yeah, I'm good. So far, so good. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm really happy to have you here. It never ceases to amaze me just everybody in the world. We're not living with each other, but we still have the same like values and ethics and still have the same passions. So I think it's pretty cool that we can talk to people all over the world. Where are you located?
Actually, I'm located in Cairo, Egypt.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be talking to someone from Cairo, Egypt. How amazing is that?
it's it's look amazing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
yeah. Actually, I started my coaching journey maybe from 5 years ago, but I think there is a story behind that. So just we can short the story like that. You can imagine I have, yeah, my past career. It was like 25 years serving my country as an officer at the Egyptian Army. Okay, and you can imagine during that journey, it was like full of course, a lot of achievements, a lot of medals, a lot of certificates. Otherwise, a lot of ups and downs, like anyway. But after all of that, I find like, of course, I'm happy, but there is something wrong. I feel this is not my real life. I need to find out my real self and to be authentic and to be genuine at the same time. So I start to digging deeper in myself to find out who am I and what is my purpose in life. And then, the bulb is light, and I found like that during my whole journey, I was inspiring others, and I was give them the opportunity to approve themselves and encourage them to be real and to be authentic, and even try to find out the good part in them and what are exactly they talented for. So when I collect everything together and I find my nature as a giver and helper for the other, I take my decision and start my coaching journey to be as a coach.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
Thank you.
I love that you pretty much said, "Hey, like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what my purpose was." And you looked inside yourself and did the work, and found your purpose.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big lesson for our viewers that if you don't know what your purpose is, it's okay. We can hook you up with people that can help you with that. But definitely you have to look inside to find that passion.
Yeah, sure. Even if you are like at the top of the peak performance pyramid,
Yeah.
and of course, surrounded with a lot of achievements and certificates and awarded, of course, a lot of good things here. But you have to dig deeper in yourself to be sure this is really what I need from the life. This is really my message for the life. And I think this is a very important part regarding the issues you have, like you need to be on purpose and you need to feel on ace and authentic. And I think the very first step to that, just digging yourself to be sure this is the right way and this is my purpose in the life. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's great. And I love that you said authenticity. Because I know what I've found personally is that what I was never going to be happy until I lived authentically. It's once I started living authentically and not watering myself down. I found that, there's a lot of things that I really like that I didn't even know that I liked. And a lot of passions. Like one thing is I was talking about one day I want to go, to Africa and I want to go to different countries there. And I want to be able to explore. And I would have never found that out about myself if I didn't do the work and I wasn't honest with myself and
Yeah.
authentic.
Yeah. Even, yeah, I am, yeah, totally agree with what you mentioned now, especially for those days which we have, because you can imagine we have a lot of a lot of things surrounded us, and we are not focused exactly. And this is the first point. And the second one, it's like we have a lot of yucky voices inside our heads. Yeah, regarding how to be like this, how to be like that, how I can live the Instagram life and be as an influencer and have all things, you know, and all this, when you collect everything together, you feel you have nothing. Really, you have nothing
Yeah,
because you connected your happiness and satisfaction for the other world outside yourself.
I
But
love that.
when you become authentic and connected everything from your inside part, I think it's completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. And I think that culture might, have a little bit to do with it too, because I know like my parents are Italian immigrants here in the US. So, my viewpoint was through their lens and
Hmm.
not my own. So once I figured out, oh, well, that's their lens, that's not my lens, I figured out that there's a lot of stuff that I thought that I liked. And there's a lot of, things that I thought I was supposed to do, and I thought I was supposed to think a certain way. And then when I really stripped it down, like you said, and just did the work, I realized that, that that's not me. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
So do you think culture has a big to do with that, with people not necessarily going right for their passion at first?
Uh, Maybe yes or yes and no at the same time. I don't know
Yeah.
because you can imagine. Yeah, I think the cultural reflection started for the childhood part
Mhm.
because, of course, our subconscious mind already started from the very first year, like it's already accomplished during the first 7 years in
Yeah.
our age. So you can imagine, of course, the environment and the surrounding culture have a very big effect and impact for our subconscious mind.
Mhm.
Otherwise, what I mean by the culture is not affected. That means when we become mature and when we become responsible about our ideas and thoughts and feelings, we need to stop and just investigate inside ourselves to be sure what is the right thing I have, what is some kind of traumas I have, what are the good things I have, what is my experiences in life, what is
Yeah.
my weak points I want to work for, and then this is what I can call the first step for the maturity feelings. So I think during the time the culture is not important after becoming mature.
Okay.
And otherwise, I have a very good lesson from that part regarding my journey for the military and for the coaching at the same time. And for the military life, I mean,
Yeah.
I was worked under the umbrella of the United Nations twice, and you can imagine how many people I met from other different cultures, different
Yeah.
backgrounds,
Beautiful.
and yeah, you can imagine the diversity and the changes I have. And then I can understand this lesson very clearly
Mhm.
from different cultures, but at the same level, we are still like a human being, and we have our own needs and our own thoughts and our all grounded and all these roots for the things there. Otherwise, for the coaching, it's completely different
Yeah.
because when we come to the coaching level, uh, when you're dealing with a coach from different culture, that's mean you have a very fresh and very new ideas
Yes.
because he came with his own culture and with his own agenda and with his own background, and it's completely different. So he can reflect in a very different,
Mhm.
unacceptable way, unexpected, I mean, unexpected way. So it's like a fresh eye. We can call this like a third eye. So
Yeah.
you can imagine the diversity for the culture from here to there. It's very unique and very important for the coaching process itself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, it doesn't matter what culture you are, it doesn't matter your race, ethnicity, gender, none of that matters. And it's all comes down to, if you want to figure out who you are and where you're supposed to be, you have to figure out where you are now,
Hmm.
and what those realities are and how you will move forward, and kind of strip all of the past and strip all of the,
Yeah,
limited thought processes pretty much that we've grown up with.
yeah, sure. Yeah, otherwise you can imagine for the coaching itself, when we speak about the difference between cultures, this is very important point I need to highlight. Like when we coach, we didn't coach the problem
Yeah.
or we didn't coach the issues, just we coach the person. And the person is still like a human being. So we have all of us have the same things, have the same yucky voices, the same issues, the same problems, whatever your culture, your background, it is the same. This is my point. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think that's a good point, and it's really the premise of our show too, because we want people from all over the world. We want to show, hey, at the end of the day, we're all human, and we have some of the same problems. Like, of course, your problem may be a little different because of your environment, but it still comes from the same place. It
Yeah,
still
exactly.
comes from those same fears,
Mhm.
and those same feelings. So I think that's you're exactly what we want on this show. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So
Thank you very
let's
much.
talk. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your subject matter expert. So we really just kind of jumped in the conversation, which I absolutely love. Let's back up a little bit and talk about what it is that you do and what lights your
Yeah.
fire and your passion.
Yeah, of course. After I told you my story about the coaching and how was it started, yeah, just imagine, let's say all of us like a human being, we have our ordinary life, and then you sometimes in your job, I mean,
Mhm.
you will become like nominated to be like a new leader or a new manager, and
Right.
then this is the issue here. As a human being, this is some little bit like change from to be like an employee or an individual for a team and then become like a team leader or become like a manager. You have your own fears regarding that. How I will doing this, how I will doing that, how am I acting, my decision making process, all these fears. And this is the first step to leadership ladder. So you can imagine I can help. This is the first people I can help the new leaders, assist them and support them to be sure about their own skills and about their own mindset. I
Mhm.
am ready to lead, and I am leading with a lot of ethics, like to be servant for the others. This is I think this is the core of the issue because, like, yeah, like can imagine, I served my country 25 years, and I was dealing with that like I am serving the people, I am serving my country, so I am a servant. Yeah, and the second one, it's very important when to become like at the first line as a leader,
Yeah.
and then when you have to be on the back line
Yeah.
and the humble person and give the others the opportunity to be there and to show their opportunities, and of course how to be able to find out the good point
Mhm.
and the talent for the people under your authority,
Right.
because this is very important. Maybe somebody don't know he is good in this or that,
Yeah.
so you have to be very careful and very focused for your people to find out their strengths and their own weak points and working together. And the last point supposed to be like about coaching, how to include coaching under your leadership method. And this is very important
Yeah.
because you, of course, you can understand that as a coach
Yeah.
when you learn how to listening for the others. I think everything will change.
Yeah.
You cannot imagine the power of good listening and to listening in the deep level,
Yeah.
not just for the words or the power of mouth. No, no, no. Just what is behind, what is their feelings, what is their own ideas, what are their own thoughts, what is their own hobbies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
very important to listen like a human being, not like a leader or a manager. Yeah.
Right, right. And when you were talking, I was thinking, you know, you have to really know your people. And
Hmm.
so you have to get in there and you have to, there's always been sort of like a separation between, management and then between like the lower levels. And
Yeah.
that separation, I think, is sort of caused this rift of, it's kind of us versus them. And it's really not. A leader should really know all of their people and know them themselves,
Yeah.
and serve them for one purpose, which is generally, the mission of the organization.
Yeah.
What about right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Otherwise, for the ethics level, you can imagine when you speak about ethics, because ethics is very important for the business and for the work environment. So the issue is like that. You can imagine for the army life, we have a lot of good things there. Like when we call each other, it's like siblings. We are not going to say, yeah, we are still siblings. And
Yeah.
what I mean here, for the competitive environment at the workplace, sometimes we become, stingy, or
Yeah.
yeah, try to find out a benefit from this or that, and struggles starts from that point. So when you try to assist your people, depending on the code of ethics, like we are competitors, but at the same time we are like siblings.
Yeah.
We can compete each other, but otherwise we can support each other and help each other. Yeah, and this is very important for the toxic environment, how to avoid that part. Yeah.
Yeah. So in a toxic environment, you may have where the manager doesn't generally, or the leader doesn't generally know everybody to the level that they should. And there's definitely going to be some unconscious bias, especially if you have someone, like you said, who is transitioning into that leader role. So they're needing to figure out how to go from being a coworker to, with somebody, to then being the leader. So that's a 100% mind shift.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It is. Believe me, it's very hard. Yeah, it's to say, hard to do. Yeah. But anyway, it depends on two things only. Depend on time and effort. How you can make your effort and how you use your time. Yeah, efficiency, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what are some so I know we talked about transition, but what are some of the other problems that you might solve for your clients?
Yeah. Uh, a lot of more than one time, you find a very good person as a leader, and he have only a tiny thing, like how he is shifting his focus from the benefit and the numbers to be like the first class, the people, the priorities.
Yeah.
What is number one? My benefit or my people benefit? And this is very important.
Yeah.
Because when you speak about numbers only, it's reasonable, but you avoid the feelings part and the human being part, and it's become like a machine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you put the people at the first class, you can imagine. No, it's completely different, because, of course, decision making starts from feelings part, not from the reasonable part or the cautious mind. So what I mean here, when you become more focused for your people and put them on the first priority, your decision routes, it's become completely different, and you can handle everything very clearly and very, you become very sure about that. This is the first thing. And the second thing, and very important, the confidence issue. How to building the confidence. What I mean here, how to building confidence with yourself as a leader, and with your people as a leader. Because you can imagine, for instance, if I am a leader and I took my decision and I already go to my team and explain them this and that, and we started to do this and that, but I am shaking. My voice is shaking because I'm not confident enough. So you will listen for them. They say, no, that's not good. No, we can do this or that. No, and start blah, 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 and then everything blowing out. Otherwise, if you are confident from your self, of course, and very confident from your issues about how you make your decision and how you make your mind, this confidence is transferred automatically for
Yeah.
the team members. And yeah, of course, they become more confident for your vision of view and they are follow you automatically. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
clear?
how you run as one team, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not my mission, your mission, his mission. It's we're all together. We all have
Yeah.
one mission. It's okay to compete. It's okay to, do friendly competition, but at the end of the day, we're together, we're one team, and we have each gear
Yeah.
needs to work together.
Sure. We are at the same boat.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very simple. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So what I'm hearing you say is you really work with people with like imposter syndrome as well. Do you run into that a lot where, people are really they're qualified, you can tell they're qualified, but that confidence
Mm.
is just not there. What are some of the tools that you might give them to overcome that imposter syndrome?
Yeah. I think, and maybe it's very strange, even for me, because when you become over and over for the pyramid for the peak performance, I think the imposter syndrome feelings become over and over also.
Oh
What I
God.
mean here, when you become for the very intelligent people and very critical decision maker, the imposter syndrome become like very enormous for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. I think the most important part for the imposter syndrome, of course, uh, as a coach, you have to help them to find out the root of this issue,
Right.
where it's come from. Yeah, maybe it's childhood or it's teenager or something very new.
Right.
Yeah, this is the first part. And the second part, give them the approval about that. This is normal and this has happened for all majority of people, maybe 95 percentage, I mean, from the ordinary people. However, for the upper side, yeah. And the third one, it's a start step by step. Start from digging deeper to find out the root for the
Mhm.
fear. What is the name exactly, specifically for the fear which you have?
Right.
And when you come for that point, we have only three options. How to facing your fear? It's like three F: freeze or flight or fight. So it's very clear. If you want to still freeze like that, you have the same results during the time. Otherwise, if you make your mind to take a step, so I can help. How you choose your way, how you come over this or that.
Right.
What do you need exactly to facing your fear and to be sure this is what I need for that moment. So, and I think we can call this like the aha moment. And of course, it's different from each one of other
Yeah.
because it's regarding his own fear and how we can come over that. And I think the last point we can help here, it's like his past. So we can dig for his past and find out some experience. It's same, like any fear for the life. How you can come over this fear? What did you do exactly? And then we can use this as a methodology to
Right.
going over for this kind of fears. And the last one supposed to be it's a timing matter. You need to repeat and exercise yourself from now and then to be sure you are at the same point and to be centered and grounded for what you need exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And that I think goes into coaching the whole client as well
Mhm.
and not coaching per situation, because
No.
if you don't deal with why that's actually happening, like the feeling of fear, well,
Mhm.
where is that coming from? If you don't deal with that, you're never going to overcome your fear, because
Yeah.
that's the trigger point. And so you have to,
Yeah.
again, you have to do the work. And when you
Exactly.
get rid of that part, where you get rid of that, oh, that fear, oh, this is where it's coming from, let me get rid of it, you realize you were really standing in your own way and not even knowing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do you need to take a glass of water real quick?
No,
Oh.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Please, yeah, please just don't have any medical emergencies right now.
No, 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 no. Until now, I'm good.
Okay, good. So what do you do to stay positive? Because it's hard working with people. I mean, we've all worked with people that you know, that's what we do. That's what we're dedicating our life to, is helping people. But people are complicated. People are complex. So you're gonna have days where you're just gonna be down and you're not gonna be positive. So what do you do as a coach to help yourself not kind of give into that negativity and to stay positive?
Yeah, I think the very first beginning for me, I mean,
Mhm.
I want to remind myself each day, day by day, every time, I am here to help. Just I'm here to help. I am not here to fix. I am not here to give solutions. I am just here to help. This is the first, and this is very important.
Right.
And the second, um, I think after you finish your session, you have to clear everything about the session. Yeah, just shift and delete.
Yeah.
Don't
A
make
lot.
your mind again and again to be like as an overthinker or something about the session or the client or what he said. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Just it's finished. It's like a movie. You have a start and you have the fine part. Yeah, it's okay. I just watch it and it's finished. Yeah, this is the second. And the third, you need to put your own mechanisms to release your stress. Like, for instance, I have my cats, maybe 3 cats here in my home. So, yeah, from time to time, I need to stay with them, playing with them someplace. This
Yep.
is the first part. Yeah. And the second, of course, have some fun with my children because it's also very important to release your stress. Otherwise, I think the most important part here, how to keep a routine.
Yeah.
Like, a daily routine for your exercise, for your body, and a routine for your mental health. Do something mentally, like reading or summarizing something or put something in paper. This is very important to also to release all things. And of course, journaling before sleep. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, I feel like that when you go in bed, you need to be empty. And
Yeah.
how to become empty? Yeah, just release everything by paper and pen. And yeah, this is really what, what I'm
Yeah.
doing to release all things.
That's
Yeah.
a great tip. Yeah. You know, because I had that problem for a very long time where, you know, just everything that could come in my mind comes in my mind and I'm trying to, you know, empty it. So journaling, that's an excellent idea to do like a brain dump. Take everything that's, you know, in your brain, put it on paper and leave it there, and then you could get good quality sleep, because if you don't get your good quality of sleep, you're not gonna be your best self.
Yeah. Let me tell you honestly, because I have my own secret, but anyway, I can tell you the secret. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Every morning, I have at least from 5 to 10 minutes meditation.
Oh yeah.
And this is very, very important. Very important. Yeah. And I can explain you very simple exercise you can do it during your meditation, and this is very good for the beginners and for professionals at the same level. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just very easy. Of course, you have to stay at the very quiet place,
Yeah.
and then close your eyes, and then become breathing like very slow, like
Mhm.
4-4-4 or 4-7-8. I don't care. Just
Right. Yeah.
go with what you have and start to imagine that you are beside a river, okay?
Yeah.
And we have a very big tree beside this river, and just start to listen for the flowing of the water and how you can feel and smell the air and feel the fresh air inside your lungs and all these things. This is step by step. And then imagine this tree, the leaves from the tree come down one by one and go with the water. Okay. And the last step, and the very important one, if you have any issue, like problem, just put it for one leaf and then let it go. You have some yucky voices, just put it single one by one, just like a single problem for the single leaves, and then let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, and then you feel like clean yourself. Believe me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, after that, start to breathing again and again, and just feel you are going through with the water, and then everything, it's become crazy. You can try that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing where just like sleep, meditation might it's difficult for some people. They can't like turn
Mhm.
their mind off. So maybe journaling beforehand may help as well to clear that up a
Sure.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay. Um,
yeah.
and I know I love that visual because just like with the river, because I use the visual with the wall where you're taking the bricks down for each kind of
Hmm.
fear. You're taking it down. But I really like the
Yeah.
river, so I'm gonna steal that one.
Yeah. I think, yeah, as much as you become close to the nature, as much as become you close to yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you are a part of the nature. So this is give you very good sense of ground to be there at the moment. This is the first. And the second, by the time if you try this exercise, you'll find out a very good impact for your mindfulness. How you are become very focused and become aware about your thoughts and about your feelings and about your decision, how you can make this or that. And of course, the most important part here, it's about like your inner tennis game, because all of us have two voices. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Something bad, something wrong.
Yeah.
And after you start with those kind of exercise like meditation, you start to become more able to be like the upper hand for those kind of struggles. No more struggles again. Yeah, believe me.
Yeah.
Just start and you will go step by step and you'll find out it's very clear and you are very able to control all these things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what it comes down to, right? Just being able to control our emotions, being able
Mhm.
to, know when to show those emotions and when maybe not to show those emotions and work within yourself.
Yeah.
So, and that's why coaching is so important because as coaches, we're teaching people how to self-coach. And you talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody,
Sure.
'cause you're in your brain. So like what
Mm.
you say to yourself matters. So if you're having a negative dialogue in your head, what's going to come out is negativity. But if you
Of
change
course.
that dialogue to positivity, that's what's going to
Yeah.
come out and that's what's going to show to others is the positivity.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to be aware and you have
Yeah.
to be known what you are going to say to yourself.
Yeah.
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 Well, and affirmations help for that. Do you use affirmations at all?
Sorry, I didn't
Oh,
get what you mean.
so positive affirmations, I've been
Mm.
using them from a long time ago. That's why I was asking about imposter syndrome because I to get over my imposter syndrome in the morning, I'd wake up and I'll say, "You're here because you deserve it." You're here
Mhm.
because you're good. You're here,
Yeah.
and just kind of remind myself um in with positive statements, and I feel like that really helped too.
Yeah. 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 For that part specifically, I think each one of us have his own personality and his criteria. So for me as a coach, I can imagine that. Just I give you the court and you are the player. Go from here to there,
Yeah.
and I am just like just like a referee or judge. Give the toot or teat when you become besides the line or something or do
Yeah.
something wrong. And instead of that, just let it go. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And from time to time, we give some explains, like, for instance, when we come for the part for the affirmations, how
Mhm.
to build your own affirmations. And this is
Yeah.
very important. Yeah.
Mhm.
For me as a coach, I just give you the headlines
Yeah.
and how you construct this and that. But for you, this is your part because this is very unique. No affirmations I can put for you and go with you in the right manner. No, no, no. You have to make it on yourself. You have to
Yeah.
make it on your own. Yeah,
Yeah.
depending on what you have and your experience. And just explain them what is the meaning of the affirmation and how we can build the affirmation, the foundation,
Yeah.
and helping them to find out the unique sentence for them. So
Yeah.
after that, yeah, they start with this sentence before going to sleep and after
Mhm.
going from bed, and believe me, it's like a magic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Affirmations, it's like a magic. Yeah.
It really is. And that's one thing. I mean, I just feel like coaching in general can be like magic if, depending on what, part of coaching. I feel that because my coaching classes were most of the people were in India. So that's what I was exposed to. So I am very thankful that I can switch back and forth. Hopefully it's working. I can switch back and forth between it. And there's a lot to say about like energy and stuff like that. And it really all works together.
Yeah.
Like you had said that your third eye earlier, and yeah, like that's one of them. Like that's one that, once you get to that point and you meet all your needs, like the third eye, that's important. That's something that to reach your full potential, you have to make sure that the energies in your body are being taken care of and being rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see, I feel like that when we come for the part, for the aha moment, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the aha moment, it's like a ball of pure power,
Yeah.
and we go together. We separate it. We separated like two pieces. Each one of us take a piece. The coach take a piece, and the client take his own piece. But the power is very high for that time. This is the first part, and the second part for me as a coach, even I have more than 600 hours, like a pure coaching.
Yeah.
But maybe it looks strange, but it's very real, 100%. Each session, even for the same client, I have a new lesson as a coach.
Yes.
And believe me, this is amazing. Even for me, I can't understand that how this
Right.
comes, but it's really, it's really, really 100%. Yeah. And the most part for this power, I mean, if I maybe I can speak about that, how to change and the diversity, how to deal with this on that. But speak maybe 100 hours. It's not okay for me. But when you take the leap and find your aha moment, your real aha moment, and find the power to change, it's become automatically, and it's become very easy to change. Yeah. Just you can say that if you change your mindset, you are able to change anything, whatever. Yeah.
Yes. And like that's the magic of being human, right? Is that we really we have more control than we give ourselves credit for.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's all about programming, how to program and reprogram, how to program and reprogram. It's only a mental game. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we're at the end of my question. So is there anything else you want to share? This has been a great conversation.
No. For me, I feel like I'm a client and I got my moment and I can't stop. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate your questions. Yeah. Believe me, it was very creative and it gave me the opportunity. I feel like I'm on the stage and I have the mic and the stage for me, so I can go from here to there. Yeah,
I
free.
love it.
And say what I need to say. Thank you very much. I appreciate what you did.
Yeah, well, thank you. This has been great. And, if you know anybody that, wants to be on our show, we would love to have them. Also for the viewers, if you, want, leadership classes or just mindfulness sessions or anything like that, definitely we have someone for you that I know you would be more than happy to help out some of our viewers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it. And viewers, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.